Welcome out to the castle. It's your little princess Maria, and we are back with another video. Not an how-to video, just a story time, basically. So today's story time. Before we get started, let's prepare mentally. Let's just prepare, because this story time, let me just tell you the reason I'm telling you this story. Not for you to start having pity for me or having pity for anybody. I'm just telling you so that you too, you not be a victim of the same circumstances as you. Obviously, I've seen by the title, it is a story time of how I almost killed myself. Period. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. So in this video, how it all started. So one day, story. If I say story, you say story. Once upon a time. This is reality. I'm not trying to say a kind of fictional story or stuff like that. I'm trying to say real life events, something that happen. Now me, I witness. I even happens. Me happen too. So basically, they did a free test, a free medical checkup test, right? And based on the country I came from, we used to take free things for granted. We used to use the opportunity anyhow. And so we went to do the test, blood test, urine test, all those kind of things, the BP, all those kind of things. So that I know that I just went. You don't expect I knew I was okay. I just went. I did all the tests I needed to do, that I felt okay, and they said that I was okay. But there was one, and I heard there was one last one. Like it was not, the test was not even compulsory, but because it was free, I made it. I devoted time for it. So the answer that we can consult a doctor. Because we can consult a doctor, me, I now went to consult doctor, and the doctor. And when I went to meet the doctor, we are talking, we are just discussing like normal. You know me now. I cannot just go there and sit down and be looking. Except the introverted side I've entered her hand. But if it's the extroverted side, there's no way I will not talk. There's no way we will not gist. She'll get. So I was just there. We are talking. I was like, okay, what's the problem? I was like, okay, this is what happened, this is the problem, this is the reason. So like, okay, it is probably what do they call it? Appendicitis. So we were talking about it and stuff like that. I was like, but he has not ran a test, so he does not really know if it is. So he's going to give me antibacterial and stuff like that. So he prescribed it. He wrote his diagnosis on the paper. So he said I should go to the pharmacist. So I went to the pharmacist. As the pharmacist, I showed him the paper. He saw the paper. He gave me the drug. This was where the whole thing went haywire. Basically, because of drugs. So I went to the pharmacist though. Innocent as I was, I went to the pharmacist. Pharmacist gave me drugs. They say one drugs and paracetamol like that, and it was an antibacterial to prevent or something like that. I don't know. So like, okay, that was just how I was going to take. I took the drugs. They were not having paracetamol, so they said I should go to a pharmacy or just go and buy paracetamol. You can see paracetamol literally everywhere. So in my mind, I was like, me, bad drug, am I mad? I was about to go. I was walking when the pharmacist guy was like, come and take this one. So he added it. It was like 10 days. Mind you, the doctor I just left told me that I should take the drugs for 10 days. But on the third day, if the pain persists, that means that it is actually appendix, so I should go to the doctor or go to visit a hospital. So that was it though. The guy now gave me additional drugs to the drugs that was already given to me. In my mind, I was like, me drink this, and I'm not drinking it. Thank God they know me. No, I'm not like, thank God they know me. Thank God I know myself. I'm not drinking it. So I got home now. Even my friends, they gave my friends drugs too. I don't know if they took their own shot. The last test I went for before, last few tests I went for, I did not take drugs. That's just me. So this one, I was like, okay, since it was pain, it was persistent, I was like, okay, let me just take it. Maybe it will stop it and stuff like that. There might be literally no harm trying. So normally on a norm, my family, that's what we do before we take any drugs, whether prescribed or not prescribed or whatever. We read the user guide. That's that paper that's inside, always inside the drugs. So I read it actually. I saw that it has some side effects, and keep in mind, drugs that I used to take before, malaria drug, all this drug for fever, the only effect they to say you have is when they will tell you pregnant women cannot drink it, or this person type of person cannot drink it because of an allergy or whatever and stuff like that. This one had side effects, it had side effects, and I was like, wow. Just one drug has enough many side effects. Well, I will still take it. There might be no harm in trying, so I took it. The third day, man, I noticed there was no single pain. I was like, wow, this drug is working. Fourth day, I took it. Fifth day, I took it. Man, my body system changed. In the morning, I woke up. Hey, I was not myself again. My chest was doing boom, 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 faster than normal. I'm serious. So it was faster than normal. It was on a Saturday, right? Saturday in the morning, I was having like as if cold just entered my body and gathered in my chest, and I was like, okay, maybe it's just normal cold something, because I'm kind of hyperthermic. Is it hyperthermic or